exclusively on the Live the Dream Media Network.
Thank you for tuning in to the Live the Dream Media Network. Our featured broadcast will begin shortly.
Are you ready for 5 decades of the best music of your life? Get ready for
The Generation Mega Hits Mix with Tyler Cruz.
2 massive hours of the biggest, most iconic tracks to ever hit the airwaves, bringing you non-stop hits from the legendary sounds of the 70s all the way to today's top charts.
All week long.
From 2 to 4 p.m., Tyler Cruz is taking over your afternoons with generation-defining anthems. Catch every single hit live anywhere you are on the Live the Dream Media app.
The Generation Mega Hits Mix
with Tyler Cruz, playing all week long from 2 to 4 p.m. only on the Live the Dream Media Network. Download the Live the Dream Media app today and stream the mega hits.
You've got a voice, but are you ready for a global audience? Don't just settle for standard studio rental. At Live the Dream Media, we amplify your voice by broadcasting your podcast completely live on our exclusive online radio network. Whether they're down the street or across the world, your listeners can lock in live on YouTube, Meta, and the Live the Dream Media app. Why choose live? Because real-time connection builds a loyal community, extends your reach further than ever, and turns a simple recording into a massive digital event. Stop waiting on the edit. Go live, build your crowd, and live the dream with Live the Dream Media today.
Radio evolves more as the years progress, and it is only becoming better. Introducing the Live the Dream Media app. Catch your favorite music 24/7 and tune into live podcasts, or catch up on your own time with our on-demand library. No matter where you travel in the world, you can be anywhere on the planet and stay connected. Download the Live the Dream Media app for free today on the Apple App Store and Google Play, and experience radio reimagined.
Hold on to your boots, America. The biggest, baddest twang in country music is taking over your speakers. This is
the Super Country Hit Mix with Clint Peak.
2 stacked hours of back-to-back, chart-topping country anthems bringing you zero filler, all killer,
and non-stop country heat.
Join every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday afternoon
from 4 to 6 p.m.
Clint Peak is turning up the tailgate vibes and cranking those stadium anthems all the way to 11. Whether you're wrapping up the workday or gearing up for the weekend, if Clint ain't playing it,
you ain't hearing it.
Don't miss a single track. Listen live on the Live the Dream Media app.
The Super Country Hit Mix with Clint Peak.
Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays from 4 to 6 p.m. Only on the Live the Dream Media Network.
Ready to go live?
The views and opinions expressed on this program belong solely to the hosts and guests, not the opinions of Live the Dream Media. The content provided on this show is for entertainment and informational purposes only.
All right, good morning. We are back with episode number 16, Big Ron.
16, yeah.
16, yeah.
All right.
We're almost over that hump there, right? Yeah.
Right, yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm going to take these off now because...
Yeah. You don't need your hearing aids. I'm right here. You can talk to me.
I can hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's exciting. I mean, we first, we started this about 16 weeks ago.
Right? Yeah.
And,
4 months ago, beginning of May is the first Thursday of May.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so all you naysayers who said we wouldn't get past 15.
That's right.
Here we are.
That's right.
Hey, so we got a really cool guest on today. He's really tall.
Yeah.
Just, he's a
especially
tall
compared
guy.
to us. You and I are the same height.
Well,
so.
I mean, we're like 6, and he's probably about 7'2".
Yeah. We'll go with that.
We'll go with that,
Our media height is 6 foot. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Coach John, welcome to the program, buddy.
Well, thank you. I guess I'm lucky guest number 16.
Yeah.
I guess I couldn't make the top 15. I don't know what happened, but
you're the top 20.
I'm in the top 20.
Top
Okay,
20,
that's good. I'm in the top 20, but obviously not in the top 10 or 15.
The first 15 was all family.
Oh, okay. I thought so. And
You're the first
I like how
non-family
you
guy,
I like how you do the height analogy. That's pretty accurate for college athletics. So because I don't know if the viewers really know this, but they're not even close to 6 foot. So they got at least 4-inch, 6-inch, maybe even 8-inch heels on to get up there. So if they're 6 foot, I'm 7'2". So and I'm really 6'5". So you guys can do the math.
Does he know that we wear heels?
Right?
We may not want to talk about that in this episode.
That's a different show.
Yeah, it's a different show.
Okay, Coach John, can I get you just to drop your microphone down a little bit?
Yes, you can.
It's covering up that beautiful face of yours.
Okay, there you go. How about that?
A little bit lower.
A little bit lower?
Yeah,
okay.
they pick up good.
All right, it'll pick up all my sound?
Oh, yeah, you're good right there.
Okay.
Perfect.
Oh,
Look at
yeah,
that.
I can
there
see
he
it.
is.
There I am on the screen. All right.
There he is,
I can
ladies
see
and
now.
gentlemen.
All
Coach
right,
John.
there we go.
Yeah.
You got it right there.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah,
I just
so
was
Coach-
looking at the wrong camera.
So, Coach John, we know
Perfect.
you about, networking. You have a business.
Yes, I do.
You're a realtor.
Yes, I am.
And you do everything in real estate. Really, you buy, you sell, you flip.
Yes, I've been in real estate a long time. I've done pretty much everything in real estate. I actually started out in real estate, believe it or not, as a flipper. And so I started flipping houses, and I really enjoyed it. I saw some really good success with that, and then I started wholesaling, which is off-market properties, finding properties that basically are run down, vacant, those types of things. Nobody wanted, they don't know what to do with the house, they're not sure. So I started working with doing some wholesaling, and now in the last 7-8 years, I've been a realtor, and I kind of specialize in senior real estate people that are like trying to downsize, or they need help figuring out what to do with their house because they're going to be moving into like assisted living, or they're not sure whether they want to rent it out or they want to sell it. So we work with a lot of people in that area, and we do a lot of creative financing. So.
And that's a big market because our population's getting older.
Yes, it's a huge market, especially in this in Tucson, especially. Obviously, we got a lot of snowbirds. We got a lot of people that love to come here and retire, and there's a lot of good reasons to live in Tucson. Obviously, I mean, we're very fortunate. We're very blessed. Yes, there is heat. There's no doubt. There's no lying about that. It's definitely sometimes over 100 degrees, and it's hot. It's a dry heat, but our sunsets are amazing. People don't realize the fact that we have an amber light rule that does not allow. We don't have street lights a lot in certain areas, so people stargazing at night and the clean air and the ability to watch sunsets, there's no better place. I mean, we have one of the best observatories here in Tucson in the world because of that.
Right.
And so, I mean, if you really love sunsets and you really love nightlife and being outdoors and hiking, we got, 138-mile bike ride around town. We got hiking.
I heard about that.
Yeah, we got hiking. We host a Tour del Tucson. There you go. Yeah. Biking events. So anything outdoors, people love it. And so when they get ready to retire, they don't want to be cooped up in the snow in Minnesota and not be able to get out.
And that's the key thing, the snow.
So snow. I will tell you this, in my coaching career, and I'm sure we'll talk about this here in a little bit, but I spent 1 year in South Dakota. I was at Black Hills State.
Okay.
And I actually was there like 10 months. I don't even know if it was a complete year. I took my car I parked it sometime in September I was actually running the dorms at the time, and I oversaw the dorms, so I was staying in the dorms, and I parked it in my spot, and the snow came one day, and I thought, oh, no big deal, I'll just leave it, I'll get it out the next day. Well, the next day came, another snow burst came. Next thing I know, I couldn't even see my car. I was buried in snow, and I was like, this is not for me. I'm a shorts, kind of polo, warm weather guy. So I was there for about, maybe 10, 11 months coaching basketball there. And then I was like, this is just not for me. I can't handle the snow and the cold.
Oh, yeah.
So there's a reason why people move to Tucson, obviously. So, but with my real estate, we take advantage of that. We help a lot of seniors, when they're trying to get ready to decide what their next step in life is, whether they want to downsize with their house or whether they want to move into assisted living or they want somebody to move in with them and kind of be a part-time caregiver or stuff like that. And a lot of times, sometimes they don't necessarily want to sell their house. Maybe they just want to rent it out. They want to look at the options. So I really basically coach people through the real estate process, whether they want to buy, sell, invest, or what they want to do.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Yeah. We speaking of the sunset, the beautiful views that Tucson has. My wife and I last Sunday did Tumamoc Hill.
Tumamoc, yeah.
For the first time.
Okay.
And I've been here 25 years now. It's the first time we do it. We went really early before sunrise.
Sure.
And the most beautiful sunrise from up there.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it is beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Oh, my God.
I gotta tell you a little story about that. So every year I learned this from my dad. This is one of the things I learned from my dad. My dad's extremely smart and does a lot of things. He says, John, you need to, when you're about 25 years old, you need to start picking one thing every single year to do and commit to it at least 3 times a week. And you'll have 50, 60, 70, 80 experiences in your lifetime that you'll look back at and you'll go, oh my gosh, this is amazing. I did these things. So every year I pick one thing to do. And 2 years ago, I picked walking and running Tumamoc Hill every night. So 4 nights a week, I went out there and I ran Tumamoc Hill. Well, I started walking first because it's not super easy. Then I got to where I was running it. Then I added a weight vest, and so but I would sit at the top. And you can see the most, you went for sunrise, but I would usually go for sunsets. And you would see the most amazing sunsets. And you could see the lights go, the sun go down, the city lights come on. And it was just so peaceful and beautiful out there. It was just truly an amazing experience that, you don't get to do that kind of stuff if you're living in the cold and you're in your house and there's snow outside and all that. We are very blessed in Tucson to be able to take advantage of the outdoors and the sunsets. Like I said, we don't have a lot of lights in the sky, so our sunsets are even clearer and crisp, more crisp than any other city. That's why the National Observatory is here. But like I said, my dad taught me that. He's like, hey, you know what? Every year, pick one thing to do and commit 3 to 4 times a week. Well, this year, I started networking, and that's how I met you two guys. So last year I did country dance for the first time. So I went country dance. I made a commitment to go 3 times a week. They had free lessons, so I went 3 times a week last year, and I started to get better. This year I started really getting to know people through networking. So I've committed to going to at least 3 networking events and 1 to 2 individual one-on-ones. So if there's anybody out there that owns a business or just wants to have lunch with me, reach out to me, and I'd love to sit down and talk with you.
Yeah. So I guess we won't see him next year anymore.
Well, I tell you this. I tell you,
3 more months. 4 more months.
Yeah, you still got 4 more months. I will tell you this. I still go dancing. There's some that I still go every once in a while to Tumamoc. So there's some that I still I've done cycling class. I've done read my Bible. I've done next year on the list. I have pickleball. I have yoga. And I have jiu-jitsu. So one of those 3 will be the ones that are going to be for next year. But it's one of my things my dad said. He said, hey, you just pick one thing, whether you like it or not, experience it, try it, and then after you'll have 50 different life experiences after you do that. So every year I have to commit. I pick one thing and I commit at least 3 days a week or 3 hours or something like that to doing it. Wow. And you'd be amazed how much better you get. I was the worst. Last year I did country dance, and I may have have been the worst dancer you have ever seen. Like the last time I danced was like in junior high school, and so I went to it, and I mean now I'm not going to say I'm good, but I'm way better than I was. So and you know it was a good social interaction, and believe it or not, your mind starts to really help you. You know, you do things over, and it's just like in coaching. Like what do coaches do? They teach you to prepare yourself through repetition.
Run those routes.
Run those drills, and same thing. So if you want to be great in something, you just got to commit to doing it 3 or 4 times a week and stay with it. You know, I mean, pickleball's the big fad now, and if you just go out and play pickleball 3 or 4 times, I actually went the other day for the first time and played a little pickleball. So that's why I was trying it out to see if it's going to make my list for next year. So I think it's going to go on
Jeff
the list.
and I played for about half an hour a couple months ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
it's a good workout. And,
it is a good workout.
They also, the other thing that's really good about it, I looked it up, is your eye-hand coordination helps you live longer and it helps your cognitive thinking. So there's some real benefits to things like that. So people don't understand. Being active, obviously, you know,
your mobility,
your flexibility, and all that is so important. I mean, I got my degree in anatomy, kinesiology, physiology on my undergraduate, and then my master's was in leadership. But people don't understand being active is so important, and that's what Tucson brings is an active lifestyle. We're very fortunate. We have a really lucky opportunity to be outdoors and be active.
Right. Yeah, we can cycle all year long.
Cycle, walk, bike. I mean, I just went to a walking club the other day for the first time on a Saturday, and we just walked the mall. I mean, we did it at 10 a.m., so we did it inside. But the lady that runs it, she does early morning ones. She does all kinds of things. But you know, it was a chance just for people to get together and get to know people. The problem nowadays is nobody knows their neighbors anymore. Nobody. You know, and I live in an area where half of the people that live in the area where I live are gone all the time because they're snowbirds. So they're gone all the time. So you don't even get to know it. One of the things I also loved about my dad is we would have block parties. So we lived on a cul-de-sac, and he would invite. I think he did this just to make sure he knew all the parents. So if I did anything wrong, he was smart. I mean, in that way. But he would have block parties and invite for 4th of July. Every single parent and people on our 3-block radius were invited, and we'd do barbecue, and we'd have hot dogs and hamburgers, and he just got to know all the parents. And like I said, I think he did it just so that they all knew who I was. And then if I was doing, I never did anything wrong, so I was pretty lucky as a child. The worst thing I ever did was I organized a midnight baseball game, and I got all my friends to sneak out at midnight, and we went and played baseball, and we got caught.
That sounds great.
The parents didn't think it was too great when they were going checking on their kids, and all of a sudden they're all calling
everyone's missing.
They're all missing, and then they're going. Then the police are looking for us, and the police show up, and it wasn't quite what I had imagined, but I did.
Live and learn, right?
Live and learn. It was a midnight baseball deal game that we put on, and we all snuck out, and it was great at the time. And then when the police showed up, and every parent was worried, it didn't turn out so great. But we weren't doing anything wrong. We were just having fun as kids.
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
You look back at that now and you go, you know what? That really wasn't that bad.
No.
All right, we're going to take a really quick commercial break here to advertise our sponsors. And, we are still looking for more sponsors. Right now in particular, we're looking for realtors.
Oh, wow. That would be a good one.
We might know a realtor.
We might know one.
Right, we're looking for realtors right now. It's particularly a realtor
that's
is,
like tall
and no sports.
A coach,
no
a
sports.
coach.
We're looking for that right now. So we'll be right back.
Therapeutic Ranch for Animals and Kids is an inclusive community empowered and united by the strength of the human-animal bond.
It taught me responsibility. It taught me kindness and social interaction.
We have programs for every member of our community.
I love track because I have 2 daughters. We come out here and get all of our energy out.
Track is my home away from home.
You can make a donation or even become a monthly donor.
Thank you for supporting Track, Tucson's Ranch. We hope to see you here soon.
Estrella Insurance on Irvington Road will help you with all your insurance needs. If you feel like you have a hard case due to a moving violation, a DUI, a suspended license or a car accident, contact us and come to Estrella Insurance on Irvington Road and get a quote today. Open late hours y hablamos español. Estrella Insurance, an agency you can trust.
Integrity Automotive and Diesel, your Northwest Tucson auto experts. From routine maintenance to engine and transmission repair or replacement, our trusted ASE certified technicians can do it all. Integrity Automotive is also your one-stop shop for diesel service and repairs, and we stand by our work, offering a 24-month, 24,000-mile nationwide warranty. Get back on the road with Integrity Automotive and Diesel. Call 744-9710 or book your appointment online at integrityautorepairs.com.
My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
Your old AC unit is the most expensive thing in your house this summer. Replace it now and get $1,000 off from Picture Rocks Cooling and up to $720 in rebates. Along with our 1-year money-back guarantee, that's the smartest move you'll make this summer. Call now for your free estimate, 520-492-0748 or picturerockscooling.com.
Picture Rocks Cooling, heating and plumbing.
Piper Family Painting. We believe great paint does more than just change a color. It protects a home and the people inside of it. From careful prep to the final coat, our team shows up with pride, precision, and respect for your property. We don't rush, we don't cut corners. We paint it like it's our own home, because in this Tucson community, it is. Piper Family Painting, bringing new colors to the Old West.
And
hey,
we
you're
are
back.
Hey, we're back, folks. Yeah, welcome back. We are live.
We are
definitely live.
Definitely live.
I'm glad you realized that.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. Tony, you got a little louder, buddy. No, just kidding. Right? We're talking to Coach John, man.
Yeah.
And let's get into your sports past here.
All right.
Now, first of all, before we get into that, just one quick question for you. Where are you from? Where did you grow up?
Well, believe it or not, I grew up in the state of Washington,
Okay.
and so I'm a Northwest guy.
Okay.
I was actually born in Seattle at Providence Hospital, which is no longer, but my dad was working on his master's and doctor's and MBA, so he'd played baseball at Oregon State and then worked out at Hanford, a nuclear site, kind of like Raytheon here, but and I couldn't tell you what he did because it was top secret. So, but he went back to school for a year or two, and when he was back to school at the University of Washington, I was born. So I was actually born on the campus at the UW, which is kind of ironic because I wanted to go to school there, but obviously I didn't have my major, so I actually ended up going to Washington State.
So you were probably born on a rainy day, right?
Oh, yeah, rainy days. So people don't understand. The Seattle side rains a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, definitely. It rains like crazy. But the eastern side of the state, it is so much like Tucson. People don't understand. It's basically, a lot like here. It's just not quite as warm in the summer, and it obviously they get a little bit of snow and stuff like that. But it is kind of a desert.
All right.
Yeah.
So what'd you play growing up?
Well, when I was growing up, I played a lot of baseball. I loved Little League baseball and everything. Were
you the tallest kid?
I was not the tallest kid.
No?
Believe it or not, we had a kid by the name of Jeff Bumgardner who played, and he was a little bit taller than I was. He actually ended up being the 9th overall pick for the Minnesota Twins out of high school. He was back then in high school. He actually was one of the few high school kids. Nowadays, high school kids get drafted all the time, but back in the 90s, it was different back then, and they took college kids a lot of times.
Yeah.
But he had a 101 mile an hour fastball, and so it was absolute. I do have one story. I'll tell you this story. We were playing a rival, and so one year he got taken out he was a football quarterback. He got taken out with a blindside hit at the end of the game. And so when baseball season rolled around, he was the starting pitcher, and the kid that took him out. Yeah, you know exactly where this is going. The kid that took him out had to go up to bat. And the kid went up to bat, and he threw about 101 mile an hour fastball right behind him. He didn't hit him. He threw it behind him. The kid dropped his bat, went in the dugout, and the coach says, "You have to get back." And the kid would not go back out there. The kid would not. They had to send another hitter up to the plate.
Wow.
And so I think they realized real quick you didn't want to mess with him when you have. He was just a phenomenal athlete. I mean, he was 6'6", probably 230 at high school, and he could throw. Wow. He was averaging like 97, 98, but once in a while, I think his highest was he clocked in at 101 one time. So he was a 9th pick in the Major League draft by the Minnesota Twins. So yeah, I wasn't the tallest kid, but yeah, I sure was. I ate my vegetables and I grew. So yeah.
Nice. All right. And so obviously you played basketball as well.
I did. I played some basketball. I played a little bit of football. I fell in love with basketball, and I kind of made that my thing my sophomore, junior, senior year. And I was very fortunate. I played on a really good team. We obviously went to state and did really well. And Jeff was on our team and he was an unbelievable basketball player too. But I was fortunate enough to be able to get recruited. I wasn't good enough to come to the U of A. I wished I would have been, but I did go to Washington State. I actually played for Calvin Sampson, who's now the head coach at the University of Houston, which has been to the Final Four. Not this last year. Tommy took Arizona, but 2 years before that, he had taken his team to the Final Four, and he's been the head coach there at Houston for a while. But prior to that, he was with the Houston Rockets, and then he was with University of Indiana, and then he was with Oklahoma, and then he started out at Washington State with us.
I remember that. Yeah, he was a Pac-10 guy.
He was Pac-10 back. You're right. Date it, but that's back when I played. Was in the Pac-10. I mean, we had a lot of really good rivalries. UW. I mean, we had Oregon State, Washington State, Stanford, Cal, and then UCLA, USC, and then Arizona State. Right. I will say this though. There are some tough places to play. If you were to ask, I get asked this question all the time. Where's the hardest place to play? And I'm going to tell you this. I honestly think McHale Center might be one of the toughest places to play. Yeah. I had the opportunity to play here a few times, and the fans, the atmosphere, just everything about Tucson was just amazing. I mean, people may not remember this, but there was a period of time where Arizona didn't lose at home. They just did not lose. They went 4 years. I think Matt Muehlbach's one of the few players, or maybe the only player ever in the history that didn't lose at home. Yeah. I mean, that's absolutely the only other school that I can even think of that has something like that, which is not a Division I school, is the College of Southern Idaho, and they had a streak. I think Arizona's was like, I forget, like 120 or something, and the College of Southern Idaho, I believe, is 141. But could you imagine going through your 4 years of playing every single home game and never having a loss?
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's just insane. And so I would definitely put Arizona up there as one of the toughest places to play. The other place that's hard to play, there's two other places back in the Pac-10 when I was in it, was Stanford. And the reason Stanford is it's a small Maples Pavilion. It's a smaller arena. And the thing about Maples Pavilion is the students are on the floor. So they actually jump on the floor, and the floor vibrates. So if you're at the line shooting, the floor actually will vibrate, and it makes it really hard. You have to really focus and concentrate. Plus, when you're in a smaller arena, the backdrop is different. People don't understand. That's why sometimes teams will go to the NCAA tournament, and they won't shoot very well. They don't understand. They're playing in big arenas. They're playing in huge arenas with no backdrop, and so they're not. A lot of those kids aren't used to that when they're playing during the year. I mean, you play, you play in a normal arena, 12, 14, 16,000, maybe even like BYU, 21,000. But, then when you go to the NCAA tournament, you're playing in basically, domes. You're playing in domes, stadiums, football stadiums. And so the background is different. So your shooting and your things like that are a little bit different. But as far as difficult places to play, I definitely rank Arizona as one of the toughest. I'd say Stanford. And then the old
Mike Montgomery had a terrific program back then.
He was an unbelievable coach. He actually recruited me when he was at Montana. So he was at the and I'm one of my really good. I played a couple years at JUCO. One of my really good friends, actually one of my roommates in junior college, went and played for him.
Oh, cool!
He is one of the most organized coaches you can come up with. Lute was phenomenal in every aspect. I mean, when he played his teams were great on offense. They were great on defense. They were great in transition. He had every aspect covered. And I mean, there was no weaknesses to his team. And Mike Montgomery was kind of the same way. Yeah. I mean, he took a lot of average players and made a great team out of it. is what he did, because he totally believed in the team concept. And Lute did the same thing. But I definitely think Arizona was one of the toughest places to play, just McHale Center with their fans and their fan base. Maples Pavilion, obviously, in Stanford, because of the floor and the players having to shoot when the floor is vibrating and stuff. And then the third place I would say was MacArthur Court. Not the new Phil Knight Arena, but the MacArthur Court back in the day, because actually it was straight up. Seating was not like normal where you go back like this. It almost went straight up, so people were like almost right on top of you. And it was a smaller arena, and people were just starting to really get into basketball, and it was just crazy sometimes.
That's how San Diego State is.
Yeah.
Have you ever been there?
Yeah, Cox Arena.
Yeah, it's
Cox Arenas are like that. Yeah.
It's weird.
Cox Arena's like that too. And that's the one I think they're the only ones left like that now that MacArthur Court's gone and everything. I think they're probably the only ones left like that. But yeah, those are, I would say, definitely Arizona's got to be in the top, especially on the West Coast. Now, I've been to Duke. I've never been to a game there, but I've seen it, and I've been in their arena, and I've been there. And obviously, it's a really small. People don't realize it's like a high school gym. I mean, it is not even. And the thing, but what makes them special is this: Duke doesn't need money. They're like Harvard. They're like
it's a private school.
It's a private school. They don't really need the money, so they can take their whole side and give it to the student section. Where like a normal school would need that because they need to raise revenue from all those season ticket holders and everything else like that. So Duke is endowed so well. They're like Harvard and Stanford and all those schools that are so well endowed that money is not so much an issue. So they give the students that and those students. I've never been to a game there, but those students are jumping up and down. And it's a crazy atmosphere from what I've heard. I mean, I've never been to. I've talked to a couple guys that played there, but I've never played there. So
okay, but awesome. Well, you know what? We're going to take one more commercial break here.
Okay, sounds good.
Our sponsors like Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing, which is right back there, right?
One-stop shop for everything you need for heating, cooling, and plumbing.
That's right.
Absolutely, and they have a pretty cool ownership too. So,
well, thank you.
Yeah. All right, we'll be right back.
My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
Your old AC unit is the most expensive thing in your house this summer. Replace it now and get $1,000 off from Picture Rocks Cooling and up to $720 in rebates. Along with our 1-year money-back guarantee, that's the smartest move you'll make this summer. Call now for your free estimate, 520-492-0748 or picturerockscooling.com.
Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing.
Integrity Automotive and Diesel, your Northwest Tucson auto experts. From routine maintenance to engine and transmission repair or replacement, our trusted ASE certified technicians can do it all. Integrity Automotive is also your one-stop shop for diesel service and repairs, and we stand by our work, offering a 24-month, 24,000-mile nationwide warranty. Get back on the road with Integrity Automotive and Diesel. Call 744-9710 or book your appointment online at integrityautorepairs.com.
Estrella Insurance on Irvington Road will help you with all your insurance needs. If you feel like you have a hard case due to a moving violation, a DUI, a suspended license or a car accident, contact us and come to Estrella Insurance on Irvington Road and get a quote today. Open late hours y hablamos español. Estrella Insurance, an agency you can trust.
Piper Family Painting. We believe great paint does more than just change a color. It protects a home and the people inside of it. From careful prep to the final coat, our team shows up with pride, precision, and respect for your property. We don't rush. We don't cut corners. We paint it like it's our own home, because in this Tucson community, it is. Piper Family Painting, bringing new colors to the Old West.
Therapeutic Ranch for Animals and Kids is an inclusive community empowered and united by the strength of the human-animal bond.
It taught me responsibility. It taught me kindness and social interaction.
We have programs for every member of our community.
I love track because I have 2 daughters. We come out here and get all of our energy out.
Track is my home away from home.
You can make a donation or even become a monthly donor.
Thank you for supporting Track, Tucson's Ranch. We hope to see you here soon.
All right, we are back with We're Talking Sports with Will and Ron. You can find us here every Thursday morning, 10 a.m. on the Live the Dream Media Network.
That's right.
And I heard there's something new about stream casting, or what it was?
The Streamverse.
The Streamverse.
The Streamverse, yeah.
Okay.
So
somebody will have to tell me what that is, because
they're not calling it the podcast studio anymore.
Oh, no,
yeah,
it's
it's the Streamverse, because what we do is we do live streaming shows.
Okay.
5 days a week. So these aren't recorded shows that we record on a Saturday morning or whatever. And,
right. So we Streamverse.
So we're streaming live entertainment. Will.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we hope it's entertaining.
We hope it will be entertaining with you too.
In our brains, it's entertaining.
Right?
Yeah.
We enjoy it.
You're right.
Depends on how many dad jokes you're going to tell.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Coach John.
Yes.
So, Coach, the term coach means you've coached some people.
I did. I actually did coach some people.
Tell us who that we might know that.
All right,
coached.
I can do that. First of all, I've had a lot of really great players, obviously, some that have gone and been doctors, lawyers, accountants, but some that you might know. I coached a kid by the name of Steve Howey, who was on the sitcom TV series Reba. So Reba McEntire had her own TV show, and on that show, she had a daughter, and her daughter was married to Steve Howey, and Steve played for me and was an amazing shooter.
Yeah.
Well, actually was an amazing shooter and really didn't want to play a lot of defense. We had to have a few meetings about his defense. He had more of the Matador type defense where you open one side and let him go right, or you open the other side and let him go left. Because his whole philosophy was he wanted to just outscore everybody. He wanted to come down, shoot the three, and outscore them. And he thought threes beat twos all day long. So we had a few discussions about.
So he was a math major.
Yeah, he was a math major. Yeah, he was above his time. He really understood math. 3 versus 2 was his philosophy. So people probably remember him from the Reba McEntire show. I had a kid by the name of James Borrego who played for me, and James actually went on, and at the time, here's a tie-in actually. I should probably talk about this. So I used to come to Lute Olson's camps, and I would work Lute Olson's camps. And back in the day, and I actually worked 14 years straight at Lute's camps. I was one of the longest camp guys they had. My roommate at Lute's camps was a guy by the name of Mike Budenholzer.
Oh,
and Budenholzer,
really?
Yeah. So
that's
Bud, I call him Bud, was at the time was with Popovich, with Greg Popovich with the Spurs, and was their video. He started out as the video guy, then he became an assistant coach, and he kind of moved his way up.
And he's originally from Holbrook.
Yeah, he's from Holbrook, from Arizona. Yes, correct. He's from exactly. Wow, that's impressive. You know that. That's not very many people know he was from Holbrook.
We do our homework here.
Well, I mean, you guys are on it. That's pretty good. So so he went from Holbrook. He played, and then he ended up with the Spurs. He was assistant for Pop for a number of years, and then after he got done, he actually got hired by the Atlanta Hawks. Went up there, coached for a while with Atlanta, got fired, went to Milwaukee. And he actually won an NBA championship. Won an NBA championship and sat out a year. And then recently, well, not recently, 2 years ago, I think, the Phoenix Suns hired him for a year or two. And then but when he was assistant with Popovich, I call him up because he was my roommate, like I said, here at camp all the time. I said, I got a kid that's young, he's green, he's super knowledgeable, he really wants to go into coaching. He really, I think, has a great, I knew him from playing for me. Yeah. And so I talked Bud into taking him. And so he hired James Borrego, and then James worked for Bud for, I don't know, a number of years, and then actually worked for Bud in Atlanta, and then finally got his opportunity, and Michael Jordan called him to be the head coach. And the funny thing about that, here's kind of something ironic, I forgot about this story, but so he became the head coach of Charlotte Hornets. Well, he coached the Ball brothers. Oh, well, okay. I actually played, and my roommate in college was LeVar Ball.
Really?
Yeah. So it went full circle. It went full circle on the thing. So
that's right. He was at Washington State.
Yeah. He played 1 year at Washington State. And then he played 2 years at junior college. Played 1 year at Washington State, and then he played his last year at L.A. Division II school in L.A. I think it was L.A. College. I think it was what it was. So, but I will tell you one story. We would do Calvin. if you know Calvin Sampson, he was really big on intensity. I mean, everything we did is like, I mean, most teams have, you know, Midnight Madness, and they come out, they have a 3-point shooting contest, a dunk contest. No, not us. We do dive on loose balls, take the charge. And we do that every single day in practice. Every single day. We don't miss a day without. So his big drill was he would put the 3 assistant coaches on the baseline. He would stand at half court, and he would throw the ball to one side or the other. The other guy would have to run down and stand underneath the basket, and we'd charge as fast as we could, as hard as we could, and we'd try to dunk on him. And the 3 assistant coaches would make the call. They'd either make a block call or they'd make a charge call. We had Marv Harshman's son, Dave Harshman. We had Kip Motta, who's Dick Motta's son, on staff. And we had Tim Kelly. And so those 3 guys would stand on the baseline and make the call. If you didn't get 2 out of the 3 to make it a charge, you had to do it again. And you had to do it again. And you had to do it. Kelvin was big. So LeVar Ball, you know how big he is. He was actually a football player. He actually tried out with the New York Giants as a tight end at one point after his career. People don't know that. But anyhow, he would come barreling down there, and you'd stand there and you just pray that you got a charge, because you did not want to keep doing that drill over and over and over and over again, because he would just come. I mean, he was 240 at the time, you know, 6'5", and he'd just come barreling down there, and he'd just knock you down. I mean, he just tried to dunk on you and knock you down. So, yeah, it was pretty intense. Practices with Kelvin are pretty darn intense. So, yeah, you don't, like I said, we started almost every practice with dive on loose balls. He doesn't do that anymore. It's a whole different ball game now. Kids are a little bit different. So, and I think you might get sued nowadays if you tried some of that stuff nowadays. But James, actually was probably one of my more famous players. Like I said, he ended up coaching with the Charlotte Hornets. Jordan hired him for a while, then Jordan fired him, but he coached there, and now he's with New Orleans Pelicans, so he's an assistant with them. I did have a kid by the name of Chris Woolard. I actually worked for Chris's dad at Washington State in the marketing department. He played for me. He's John Calipari's kind of like administrative person that does all his personal stuff, speaking engagements, contracts, shoe endorsements, travel, all that stuff. So, I've been very blessed. I've had a lot of really good players, you know, a lot of good doctors, lawyers, that type of thing. But, you know, those are probably the 3 most famous ones people would know. Most people know Michael Jordan, so they're going to understand James being the head coach of the Charlotte Hornets. They know John Calipari, and obviously a lot of people know Reba. So, I'd say.
Absolutely. All right, so let's get back to to your coaching career after post playing. College ball. What happened there? Where did you go?
I played at Washington State, and then so after that, I got into coaching. Well, I actually worked in the marketing. I worked for Jim Livengood, who actually became the athletic director here at the University of Arizona. And Jim's kids played for me, and his daughter was a cheerleader for us. So I actually knew them pretty well and everything. And so Jim came down here and worked at the University of Arizona, and then went to UNLV, but I don't know exactly how many years he was here, but he was here for
a long time.
He was here for quite a while. I don't know the exact number of years, but yeah, so I got done with my playing career. I worked in the marketing department at Washington State for a while, and then I was coaching at the high school, working on my master's degree and a little bit on my doctorate. So I was coaching at the high school and doing that, working at the marketing department. Then I decided I really wanted to focus fully on coaching basketball. So then I started my basketball coaching career. I went to, you know, like all coaches, we move around. You know, that's just, you know, there's all those coaches. There's coaches that are there, and there's coaches that are there that are going to get fired. So, you know, Lute's like one of the very few that went anywhere that just stayed forever and let his career right out. So, I went to Adams State, Black Hills State Northeastern, Odessa, a lot of, you know, smaller schools, but I had a great opportunity to coach a lot of really good people, and it was just a great experience for me, and I had a lot of fun. And then, obviously, I've always loved Tucson, and so when I got the opportunity to come back here, it was a no-brainer. And you know, you guys know me, I love wearing shorts, and I love
What was the opportunity to come back here?
Just when I got done coaching and everything, I just said, you know what, this is the place I kind of want to retire and live. So I was like, this is where I want to be. So I'll give up a little bit of the coaching. I didn't want to keep moving around the country. I kind of wanted to be stable and everything. So I love Tucson. I absolutely love it. I don't think I'll ever move unless I go to. I mean, I look at maybe if I wanted to live on the water, maybe San Diego. But there's just so many opportunities here in Tucson, and there's so many things to do if you're active. You know, you can go hiking, biking. You know, there's so many things out there.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. You have anything for him? 'Cause I got a really good question for you here.
Okay, right, so give it to me.
What? I mean, just you chose Tucson to come in and live in.
Yes.
What? I mean, was it just from the days that you would come here and and play at?
I actually came down here when I was in my junior year in high school. I came down here and checked the campus out, and I was thinking about trying to go to school here and all that kind of stuff. So from that time when I came down here to when I got the opportunity, I guess 12 years ago or 14 years ago now that I've been here 14 years, I just knew that I eventually wanted to come here.
What year was that?
What year did I come here? I came here in 2013.
No, when you were in high school?
When I was in high school, I came down here like in the late 80s, early 90s, right in that area sometime.
And Tucson wasn't,
it wasn't
what it is
now.
No,
it's
either,
not. It's not what it was now, but the university was still unbelievable. I mean, and you got a guy by the name of Lute Olson. I mean, people don't understand. I mean, Lute put Arizona basketball on the map. I mean, they don't understand. The year before, and this is before my time, but the year before Lute took over with Frank Snowden, they were 4-22. And they had like 1,500. I wasn't here. I don't know this for a fact, but my understanding is they only had like 1,500 to 2,000, maybe 3,000 people come to games.
Right.
And people don't realize Tommy Lloyd at Gonzaga was that way too before Dan Munson got there. When Fitzgerald was there, I had actually gone to some games when I was in junior high and high school, and they didn't have but like maybe 500 people in the stands.
Wow.
And then Dan Munson came in there, kind of turned that thing around. So a kid by the name of Ronnie Turiak was their first really big-time player, played for the Los Angeles Lakers too.
I remember,
and Arizona recruited him, UCLA recruited him, Kentucky recruited him. Nobody could get him in school. Well, Gonzaga is a private school,
right?
So they could waive the TOEFL score because he's an international kid. So the president could waive the TOEFL score, and private schools could do things public schools couldn't do. And so that's how Gonzaga finally kind of just leapfrogged everybody and everything like that. And don't get me wrong, Munson and Few and Tommy Lloyd and those guys did an unbelievable, phenomenal job. But that's how they got that thing rolling. But before those guys, Gonzaga was actually not very good. Back in the 80s, Gonzaga was not very good. People don't realize that. I mean, they see them now, and they're a powerhouse top 10 program, and Mark Few has done a phenomenal job, and obviously Tommy helped him with that. But back before those guys were there, it was pretty desolate for Gonzaga. They were not that good.
Yeah,
kind of like Lute here. You know, I mean, you had some good years, but I believe the year before Lute took over, you were only 4-22.
Yeah, I think so.
And what year did Lute take over?
83, I think.
83, I believe. Yeah, I believe it was 83. I mean, they had Pete Williams. They had who else they have? They had another really good player, but the guys that put them on the map were the 88 team, and Steve Kerr, Sean Elliott, Tolbert. They had a guy by the name of Kenny Lofton who could jump out of the gym, and he went on and played baseball.
Played baseball for a long time.
Baseball for I mean
20 years probably.
Yeah, 20 years in baseball. He was a phenomenal.
Remember back when they were the Indians?
That's back in the days.
They had Chief Wahoo out
Wahoo and everything. But I mean, Lute in those short few years put him. I mean, obviously, the one thing about you think about Steve Kerr and who he played for. He played for Lute Olson, played for Popovich, Phil Jackson. I mean,
just an amazing,
amazing pipeline of people he's played for. I mean, you think about that. It all started basically with Lute, but you really go back. I mean, before '83 was Arizona basketball. I mean, Arizona State with Byron Scott and those guys were really, really good. They were probably the predominant team back in the days. This is before my time, so I don't really know.
You know what's funny is, Steve Kerr's high school coach is probably right now saying, "Hey, what about me?
He
played for me too."
Yeah, exactly. I don't know who his high school coach was. I only know Popovich and Phil Jackson and Lou, but I'm sure there's a lot of great coaches.
Like I told you, we do the research on this show.
Okay.
So Ron, tell us who his high school coach was.
I honestly don't know.
Well, I'll tell you what. Well, let's let our callers call in. If somebody could tell us, that would be a great trivia question. Maybe we could give $50 off on a Picture Rocks Heating and Cooling tune-up or something like that.
Yeah, 520-771-5101. I'll say that again, and I'll do it a little bit slower. That's 520-771-5101.
Very good.
Anybody who could call and tell us who Steve Kerr's high school coach was, we will give him a $50 coupon to use
for an air conditioning service. Yep.
At Picture
You got
Rocks
it.
Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing.
Hope I didn't overstep my boundaries there. I just made that up.
We're just going to stay here quiet until somebody calls.
Yeah, Ron's over here like, hey, don't answer that phone.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, okay, and so you decided back then, all right, Tucson's the place where I'm gonna be, and
yeah, I decided Tucson was unbelievable. I just love the outdoors. I love being active. There's so many wonderful things about Tucson, and the heat doesn't bother me. So it's a dry heat. So, and like I said, I grew up on the eastern side of Washington, so I'm kind of used to it.
Okay. Yeah, all right. Well, we're going to take our last commercial break.
Okay.
And we'll thank our sponsors, such as Estrella Insurance.
There you go. Yeah.
I would tout my own stuff for doing.
Yeah, you got to promote your own stuff. You know,
Estrella
are you going to give away
Insurance.
a little gift certificate on the next segment?
I'll tell you what. The next segment, if anybody calls in just to say hi to 520-771-5101, Estrella Insurance is going to give you a $20 gift card to Dickie's.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, Dickie's Barbecue. Yeah, there you go.
I heard they had just a grand opening.
Yeah,
they did.
I missed it, but I heard it was an amazing, amazing.
You know what?
deal.
We'll do a $25 gift card there because that'll buy two people some good lunch there.
There you go.
So yeah, anybody who just calls in to say hi.
Yeah.
So that's 520-771-5101, and we'll be right back.
Therapeutic Ranch for Animals and Kids is an inclusive community empowered and united by the strength of the human-animal bond.
It taught me responsibility. It taught me kindness and social interaction.
We have programs for every member of our community.
I love track because I have 2 daughters. We come out here and get all of our energy out.
Track is my home away from home.
You can make a donation or even become a monthly donor.
Thank you for supporting Track, Tucson's Ranch. We hope to see you here soon.
Estrella Insurance on Irvington Road will help you with all your insurance needs. If you feel like you have a hard case due to a moving violation, a DUI, a suspended license or a car accident, contact us and come to Estrella Insurance on Irvington Road and get a quote today. Open late hours y hablamos español. Estrella Insurance, an agency you can trust.
My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
Your old AC unit is the most expensive thing in your house this summer. Replace it now and get $1,000 off from Picture Rocks Cooling and up to $720 in rebates. Along with our 1-year money-back guarantee, that's the smartest move you'll make this summer. Call now for your free estimate, 520-492-0748 or picturerockscooling.com.
Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating and Plumbing.
Piper Family Painting. We believe great paint does more than just change a color. It protects a home and the people inside of it. From careful prep to the final coat, our team shows up with pride, precision, and respect for your property. We don't rush. We don't cut corners. We paint it like it's our own home because in this Tucson community, it is. Piper Family Painting, bringing new colors to the Old West.
Integrity Automotive and Diesel, your Northwest Tucson auto experts. From routine maintenance to engine and transmission repair or replacement, our trusted ASE certified technicians can do it all. Integrity Automotive is also your one-stop shop for diesel service and repairs, and we stand by our work, offering a 24-month, 24,000-mile nationwide warranty. Get back on the road with Integrity Automotive and Diesel. Call 744-9710 or book your appointment online at integrityautorepairs.com.
Are back. Hey, we are back. You're watching We're Talking Sports with Ron and Will. It used to be with Will and Ron, but now it's with Ron and Will. So
I think it depends on who's announcing.
That's right.
That's what happens when you give him the reins.
So, Coach John, you know a little bit about basketball, I believe.
Yeah, I think so. I played. Obviously, I've coached. I've been fortunate enough to be around the country and see a lot of coaches and players over the years.
So, what do you think about the current state of Arizona basketball?
I'll tell you, I am really happy with Tommy Lloyd. I've watched Tommy. Believe it or not, Tommy grew up in Washington. He actually played at Walla Walla Community College and went on to Whitworth and played. Most people don't know this.
Those are real places?
Huh?
Those are real places?
Those are real places. Whitworth is actually in Spokane.
You said Walla Walla?
Walla Walla.
Is that where they developed the Wallaby shoes?
Yeah, the Wallaby. No, I don't know. I can't say. Okay. I actually played in that conference. I played at Edmonds. So Tommy and I played in the same.
Are their mascots koalas? Because that'd be cool. The Walla Walla koalas?
Walla Walla koalas? I don't know. That might be a question for Tommy. If you can get Tommy on the show, I do not know what the Walla Walla Community College mascot is. But that's a good one. So, but he is, I will say this, probably the most famous person to come out of Whitworth College other than Batman. People don't know that that's where Batman came from too. So, so anyhow, then Tommy went on and obviously had an amazing career. And one of the things I think that really elevated Gonzaga was when Tommy got there. Obviously, Dan Munson started that program and really kind of turned the corner after Fitzgerald was there. And Munson kind of got it rolling. Then Dan went on to Minnesota and then was at Long Beach State and now is at Eastern Washington. But Tommy kind of brought an international flavor, and I think you're seeing that here at Arizona. I think he's taken that same philosophy that he kind of had at Gonzaga, and he's been able to implement it here at Arizona, where he doesn't have to go out and recruit against. I mean, he's still recruiting against all the top schools in the country, but everybody in the country is hammering those top kids. Tommy has a really good way of getting great international players, and it brings a lot of flavor to the program. It brings culture to the program. It brings a lot of different things. And so, if you look at his career, I mean, that's how Gonzaga kind of built themselves over the years. Was just basically the fact. So I think Arizona basketball. I mean, obviously Lute created a dynasty and took us to a national championship, 4 Final Fours. Lute has over 1,000 wins. People don't know that. I mean, he has almost like 580 some here at the University of Arizona. But Lute spent some time coaching at.
He took Iowa to the Final Four.
Yeah, he took Iowa with Ron in '81. He went back, and then prior to that,
State.
Long Beach State, and then prior to that, he was at Long Beach City College for 4 years.
That's right. Yeah.
And then prior to that, he actually was a high school coach in California, and then he was a high school coach in Minnesota. He's one of the very few. He's one of the very few. This is a trivia fact, is he's one of the very few Division I head coaches that has never been an assistant. So he's been a head coach pretty much his whole life. So he did win a national championship at Long Beach City College, I believe in like 71, 72, something like that. Wow. And then he actually went on to Long Beach State, and they were ranked like number 3 in the country and probably would have done some really good damage in the NCAA tournament. But there was a guy prior to him called Jerry Tarkanian, who put him on probation.
Right.
And so Lute wasn't able to take Long Beach State to the NCAA tournament that year. And I think he was only there 1 or 2 years, and then he went to Iowa. And obviously,
did he do the same thing to Vegas? Did Tarkanian do the same thing to Vegas?
Yeah,
he won a championship there,
he never got caught for anything, but the NCAA was always investigating him, so I don't know. I mean, I think anytime you're in Vegas, you're probably going to get it. But the thing is, the rules are so much different now. I mean, now, you can get paid. Back then, they were, the NCAA was looking for people, paying people under the table. Now, the NCAA can't do that. You can legitimately get paid now. So, and some of the rosters for, basketball are just as high as, you can make almost as much in college basketball or college football nowadays as you can go into the NFL. I did look last night just to see what the roster payment was for University of Arizona for football, and we're like $20 million this year in NIL money going out to football players.
Man.
And obviously our quarterback, he's got a chance to win the Heisman, I think. I mean, he's going to be great. But but to answer your question, I think you're in great hands, Tommy Lloyd. I've watched his career over the last 20 years from his days at Gonzaga. He had an assistant coach there by the name of Leon Rice, and Leon Rice and I actually grew up in the same city and everything. Leon's the head coach at Boise State. So I've been following Tommy for a long time, and I really like what he does. He's very personable. He's well grounded. He doesn't, he puts his pants on like everybody else. He treats everybody with respect. And one of the things, Lute, and I got to know Lute a little bit because, over the years, is Lute never swore. People don't realize that.
Right.
Lute was he never really swore, and his granddaughter, Julie Brazzi at the time, and she's married now, actually played for me at camp a bunch of times. So I got to know them a little bit.
You know what style Lute reminds me of? The Tom Landry.
Yeah. Pretty much good in every aspect of the game,
Mm-hmm.
not flashy, but just really good. And Lute would recruit really good players. He didn't recruit a lot of flashy guys. Guys like Jay Williams, who played at Florida, were super flashy. Those kind of guys Lute didn't recruit. Lute recruited solid, fundamentally sound guys that would fit his program. And Tommy's doing the same thing. He's getting a little bit more of the international flair, but I think Arizona basketball is in great shape with Tommy Lloyd.
Question for you. Did you ever meet Don Haskins?
Yeah, I did. I actually had the chance of. So Don Haskins, actually, Kelvin Sampson, when I played for Kelvin, actually went to Oklahoma, and on his staff, he had a kid by the name of Jason Rabideau. Jason and I were pretty tight. Jason Rabideau became the head coach right after Don Haskins left at El Paso. People, he won the 66, when it was Texas Western National Championship. But Jason Rabideau and I were pretty close. Jason's passed away, but Jason Rabideau and I were pretty close, and Jason took over after Don Haskins was the coach there.
I grew up in El Paso. So
you grew up, so you know Don Haskins quite well.
Yeah, the Bear.
The Bear. Everybody calls it. He actually played in one of my celebrity golf tournaments one time. Okay. Yeah, just an amazing guy. I mean, you look at, him and like guys like Nolan Richardson, and I mean, there's just a lot of really good guys out there in that West Texas that were.
Wasn't he like the first one to put like 5 African Americans?
Yeah, five African Americans on the floor, and they played Kentucky in the national championship, and they beat them.
Yeah.
So I don't remember exactly the year, but I want to say like it was before I was born, but I want to say it was like 1966, 67, 68.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Somewhere in that era.
Yeah. Well, I was born in 68, so he was,
But he's a legend in El Paso. I think. Do they have a statue? I mean, Arizona has a statue of Lute. Do they have a statue of Don there?
I believe they do, and I know it's called the arena is now called the Haskins Center.
Okay.
It should be. I mean, he has done so much just to elevate. I mean, not only did he elevate college basketball, but he just elevated gender. He just elevated race and all that. He just took it to a whole new level. And I mean, there's a lot of innovators, and I think Lute did some things with Arizona basketball that were innovative, and I think Tommy's done some things, obviously, with the international flair. I mean, there's guys that are just, they're out. They think outside the box, and they do things.
I mean, I got to meet him, but more on a personal level.
Really.
Just meet him, not sit and talk to him or anything like that. Just, I was able to meet him. He was very cordial. He was very,
All
big
my
guy was big.
Yeah, he had big hands too.
His
hands were. That's the only thing I remember about him is he had really big hands. So when you shook his hand, it was.
It just wraps.
It just wraps your hand, and you're like, oh my gosh, where'd my hand go? It just disappeared.
Please don't squeeze.
No, he was very gentle. I mean, the Bear. He was very gentle, very, very personable, very nice. Kind of like Lute, would sit down and talk to people. And I didn't know him really well, but like I said, through Jason, I was there a few times, and I got to meet him a few times. So.
I met Lute several times, and he was just he was the nicest
guy.
guy.
I met Lute a lot. Obviously, I worked his camps, but Lute was the same way. He would sit down and talk to you, and just a really super awesome guy.
All right. Well, we are about out of time here. It's gone quick. We're gonna have you back.
We'll come back and we'll talk a little bit more about maybe Arizona basketball. Maybe we'll talk some Arizona football next time too. I mean,
we're going into the seasons.
I'm really excited about the football team this year. And like I said, I think Brent's doing a great job, and I think you're going to see a much improved team. And they're predicting us, as high as 3 or 4. It's going to be kind of hard to beat schools like Texas Tech that are putting in.
Yes.
I looked at their payroll last night.
Huge amount of money.
Yeah, they're putting in Texas Tech. I looked up last night was putting in like $33, $35 $34 million into their football program. We're putting in about 20. So, it kind of makes it a little tough.
So real quick, we have about 30 seconds. Tell us how people can get a hold of you and take advantage of your real estate business.
Yeah, I'd be glad to help anybody in real estate. I have a website. It's www.coachjohnrealtor.com, or my phone number if anybody ever wants to reach out to me. I'm more than glad to talk real estate with anybody. If you have a house and you're not sure what to do, whether you want to sell it, whether you want to turn it into a rental, you can reach me, 432-352-5511. And like I said, I'm on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, just Coach John Realtor or Coach John Real Estate. So you can find me anywhere you want, pretty much.
Awesome. All right. Well, thanks for being here, man. We really appreciate you. We'll get you back on soon so we could finish this conversation. And next week, Ron, we have
my friend Stoney. He is one of the assistant coaches at South Point football, and he's very involved with the flag football, the youth flag football here in Southern Arizona. So,
awesome. So we look forward to that.
Yeah.
By the way, flag football is going to become an Olympic sport.
Yes.
And the guy that started flag football, believe it or not, is from just down the road. So
cool.
So we're actually trying to promote him. I'm on the National Football Foundation board, and we're trying to promote him at the Olympics this year.
Awesome.
Awesome. He's passed away, but
all right. Well, thank you, everybody. Thank you for tuning in today. We're talking sports. You can catch us again next Wednesday, 10 o'clock. Next Wednesday.
How about Thursday?
Let's do Thursday instead. You want to do Thursday instead of Wednesday?
Let's do Thursday.
I'll tell you what. We'll be here Wednesday to pre-record stuff. We will see you on Thursday, 10 a.m. Okay, we're busy on Wednesday mornings, aren't we? Yeah, Wednesday morning we will not be here. But Thursday morning, we will be here with Stoney.
Yes.
All